This past weekend, we had planned to go up north to Dispersed Camp with some friends and coworkers. Unfortunately, Linda hurt herself at core the previous weekend, falling out of my Jeep, and my son was a bit behind on homework, so it became a guys' camp out. The purpose of this trip was to scout out a few locations for the upcoming deer season and spend some time with my friend Joe, whom I haven't hung out with in quite some time. I also had the opportunity to meet another coworker, Patrick, whose family has been coming to this spot in the woods for decades. Michigan deer hunters jealously guard their favorite locations, and out of respect for Patrick's generosity of having me along, I won't be disclosing the exact location of this area, other than it's somewhere in the Huron Manistee National Forest. Joe also got a new Ford truck, a hybrid with plenty of torque and horsepower. He was interested in towing for the first time with it, so Patrick's pop-up tent camera was his first haul with the new truck. Of course, that trailer was nowhere near the challenge for the truck, but it's always fun to try out for the first time. As we made our way to our destination, pavement gave way to gravel, which eventually gave way to bare dirt, 2 tracks, and the occasional tree branches reclaiming the trails. The small tires on the pop-up camper were adequate for this type of trail, but not sure how much rougher I'd want to go on them. Of course, my Off-Grid Trailer Expedition 2.0 handled the rough spots on the trail with ease, and the trail was not a challenge to it. But this was not a wheeling weekend. This was a deer camp scouting mission. As always, hit the like button and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Despite my family not being able to make it for this one, I was excited for one aspect of the trip. I was finally going to get to sleep inside the trailer. Linda likes it a bit too warm for my taste and minimal airflow. I prefer cool with a little bit of a breeze, so I'm usually happy to take the rooftop tent, and our son gets to sleep wherever he prefers. This weekend, I could set the thermostat how I liked and have the fan running just enough for a nice breeze. It's a simple thing, but fun to explore the amenities this trailer offers. We had a cool night with a clear sky. It got down to about 50 degrees, which made it perfect sleeping weather. After a hearty breakfast of eggs and corned beef hash, we set about exploring the area. We checked on a few spots with good overlooks that will likely see usage come November. We also checked on the spots that have been used for many seasons and saw that they were still as expected, with the natural blind materials used still intact. Of note during our trail talk was our shared fascination with maps. specifically the ability to study an area on Onyx Hunt or Gaia, then physically go to that spot and see it like it was envisioned from a computer from over 100 miles away. These modern tools bring the outdoors to many more people, making trail networks and routes to discover far more accessible. And while we all want our special spots in nature to be as secret as possible, more people using these areas means more incentive to preserve them for future generations. The woods in this area was once full of pines. Extensive logging in the late 1800s nearly cleared the area of trees. The forest that has grown back is very different than the original, being dominated by white oak with beech, maple, birch, red oak, and white pine also present in quantity. The soil in this area is sandy, and these species have shown the ability to absorb the water when it's available or dig deep roots to get at the water deep in the ground. The local wildlife is not nearly as habituated to human presence as in the lower portion of the state. Getting a deer up here is a result of proper hunting technique, patience, and a bit of luck, a far cry from being able to see them easily in the more rural areas downstate. Hence, this preparation is very useful.
Thinking ahead. I don't know what's in here. I don't want painting. Watch out for Mississauga rattlesnake today. For what? So I think we should follow right behind him.
I do too. That way we get to use our first aid kits.
Yeah. Dust off the old first aid kit. Right there. You can nestle right up in here. Get over here, it's just fine.
Yeah, but all through that, that's all fucking nasty.
Yep. So this
Let's keep flashing up.
Yeah, look at all this.
Look at that.
Yeah. I just see the stuff through here. Look right through there too.
Yeah, this is great.
So they're circling this. They're going around checking, make sure it's okay down there, and then they're heading down.
I feel a little bit validated here, guys.
Been looking at this spot and that other spot for, I don't know, 6 months. How many people get stand up here? That would be, oh god, perfect, right? So your trees are just big enough, I think. Post up right here though. There's not a lot of vision, right? Can't see a whole lot here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Unless they're like just sprinting down.
After our scouting expedition, we settled in at camp for some clay shooting, flying the drone a bit, and stories of the family hunts in this area, tales from our workplace, and every other bit of banter one would expect when fueled with whiskey and stout.
Well,
Nice.
well. I hit that?
Huh?
Did I hit that?
Yeah,
Yeah, you smoked
you
it.
obliterated it, man. It was
it
tough.
It went in the tree?
I had it followed, and it got right behind the tree when I pulled the trigger, so I couldn't see
Okay.
much.
Yeah, it was tough.
Well,
The next morning we packed up camp, ensured we left nothing behind, ensured the fire was well out, and made our way down the trail, which turned into gravel, which turned into pavement, marking our re-entry into the everyday world. I am thankful for the wild places of our world and the camaraderie had with like-minded folks who respect these wild places and the mutual enjoyment of them.